Welcome back to the Hypno Channeling Podcast, where we explore consciousness, higher communication, and what it means to be human in an awakening world. I'm Betty.
And I'm Brandon. Today's episode features a profound hypno channeling session conducted by Naomi, a level 2 quantum healing hypnotherapist, and a trained channel named Kim.
For anyone new here, hypno channeling blends deep hypnosis with conscious channeling. Naomi guides the channel into trance, allowing higher energies or spirits to speak through. It's essentially a dialogue between worlds. Naomi asks questions, and the being responds from a higher perspective.
In the session, the energy identified itself as Moses, not as a religious figure, but as an aspect of a vast universal consciousness that has expressed through many teachers over time.
The first message was directed towards all of humanity. It's time to move beyond religious and cultural divisions.
Moses explained that many traditions were originally meant to connect us with the divine, but over time they became barriers. The true essence was always unity, compassion, and love.
What stood out to me was the tenderness of the tone. There was no judgment, just a loving reminder that if a belief makes us feel separate or superior, it likely comes from fear, not the divine.
He said, ask yourself, does this promote unity or separation? If it separates, it doesn't come from God. A simple but profound filter for anyone, regardless of faith.
The session then turned toward current world conflicts. Moses spoke of the fear-based thinking driving global tension and called this vibration unsustainable.
Fear, vengeance, and control might bring temporary relief, but they can't build lasting peace. True sustainability comes from recognizing that we're one human family, and even more, one intergalactic community.
That part caught my attention. The idea that Earth is approaching open contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. Moses said humanity's collective vibration will determine whether that becomes a reality.
If we stay in fear and separation, we align with timelines where contact doesn't occur. But if we choose love, inclusion, and cooperation, we enter the reality where it does.
Naomi asked whether one person's act of love can truly affect the whole, and the answer was a resounding yes.
Energy is contagious. When someone chooses compassion instead of judgment, that vibration ripples outward and influences others.
It's easy to feel powerless in today's world, but this message reframes everything. Our choices matter, energetically and collectively.
Every act of love, no matter how small, shifts humanity closer to unity, peace, and a higher way of being.
Then things got really interesting. Naomi asked about what might happen leading up to open contact with extraterrestrials. Moses said we might see ET crafts over oceans and coastlines, places like New York's coast, Jones Beach, or Coney Island, as gentle ways to help humanity get used to the idea.
It wasn't about fear or shock. It was about familiarity, easing into the awareness that we're not alone. There was also talk about hybrids, beings part human, part extraterrestrial, already here integrating quietly into society. Not as a science fiction story, but as souls adjusting to life on Earth, preparing for future connection.
And what I appreciated was how clear the message was. It wasn't about proving anything. It was about understanding that reality has many versions. Those who are ready, as Moses said, will naturally shift into timelines where these experiences occur. Others might remain in versions of Earth where that kind of contact simply doesn't happen yet. It's not about being chosen or better. It's just resonance. You experience what aligns with your frequency.
Toward the end, Naomi asked a really good question. How can anyone know if it's truly Moses speaking? And the answer was timeless. Don't worry about who's speaking. Ask whether the message feels true.
That's such a grounded piece of wisdom. It takes the focus away from personalities and puts it back on resonance and discernment. Truth doesn't need authority to validate it. It simply vibrates as true when you hear it.
That's something I really took away too. It's easy to get caught up in labels, prophets, masters, names, origins, but what matters is the vibration behind the message. When we finished listening, we both sat in silence for a long while. It felt like the words had rearranged something in us, not in a dreamy, mystical way, but in a deep cellular truth that refused to be ignored. I realized how much of my life I've spent defending illusions, political sides, spiritual identities, personal narratives, all shaped by the lie that separation is real. We've been trained from birth to believe we're divided by nation, by race, by belief, by every idea that keeps us fighting for validation. That's the hypnosis of the world. That's the program. And it's not the truth.
Yes, we've been conditioned to fear difference, to believe that safety lies in staying inside our boxes. But that fear, it isn't our enemy. It's part of us too. Fear shows us contrast. We experience fear so we can finally know what love is. We learn who we are by experiencing who we are not. When you stop running from fear and start understanding it, it becomes your teacher. Fear isn't darkness trying to swallow the light. It's the shadow that helps you see where the light actually shines.
Exactly. When you accept that, you stop judging yourself for feeling afraid. You start using it as a mirror, a guide pointing toward what still needs love. And that's the breakthrough. Once you see fear for what it really is, a signal of separation, you don't feed it anymore. You transform it. That's what this session reminded me of. We're not broken, we're conditioned. We've been hypnotized to forget who we truly are. And now it's time to wake up.
And awakening isn't escaping the world. It's refusing to participate in its illusions anymore. It's realizing that the power structures built on fear and division survive only because we keep believing in them. So here's what we're taking into daily life and what we hope you'll practice too. Grounded human ways to break the trance of separation. First, stop defending the ideas that divide you from others. You don't have to protect a flag, a religion, or a label to know who you are. What defines you is how you act, not what category you fall into. Second, question the noise. Every time the world tries to sell you fear through media, politics, or gossip, pause and ask, does it really serve me to feel afraid and anxious about everything? The moment you ask that question, you reclaim your consciousness.
And third, remember your true vibration. It's love. That's not sentimental, it's revolutionary. When you act from connection instead of defense, reality itself rearranges around you. Love isn't passive, it's the most active, world-changing frequency there is. Every word, every gesture, every thought aligned with love rewires the fields you live in.
And that's how you shift timelines, not by waiting for a savior, but by remembering what you already are. Love is the native frequency of consciousness. Fear is the distortion. Every moment you return to love, you heal a piece of the collective illusion.
So don't reject fear, integrate it, see it, think it. Let it show you where you've forgotten yourself. Then bring yourself back home to love. That's how the dream of separation ends, not through war or argument, but through recognition.
We've been conditioned into thinking division is normal and love is scarce, but that's the inversion. Love is the power that builds worlds. Fear only maintains the cages we've been told to live inside.
So as you move through your week, remember this. Every moment you choose love over fear, truth over comfort, unity over ego, you become a point of light strong enough to change reality. That's not poetry, it's physics of consciousness.
And that's how we prepare for contact, not just with beings from the stars, but with the truth of who we already are. We're not waiting to be rescued, we're remembering.
We've been asleep under the spell of separation long enough. It's time to wake up, to live as love, to stop being controlled by fear. The moment you remember your vibration, you become the revolution.
Thank you for listening to the Hypno Channeling Podcast. Until next time, stay awake and stay free.
We'll see you in the next journey, inward and outward.